Greetings and thanks for tuning in. My question for you today is, have you been running or rucking for a while and you've been pretty consistent, but you just feel like you're not making the progress that you wanted to? For example, if you feel like your pace is stalled, if you are getting frustrated with the lack of progress, or if you feel like your legs are heavy, I'm going to share with you today 3 common mistakes that may be causing this plateau or this stall in your workouts. My name is Dr. Jeanette DeWitt. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I am a performance coach. I help runners, ruckers, and active adults feel at their best and perform at their best. And 3 common mistakes that I notice are lack of recovery, too much junk mileage or workout minutes that don't really have a purpose, and poor fueling habits. Now, you may have heard me talk about some of these things before, but I cannot emphasize it enough that you have to allow your body to recover. And what does recovery actually mean? Well, recovery has to do with, are you sleeping enough? Are you mixing enough rest and relaxation into your day or your week? So not every day looks the same for most people, but are you, if you tend to stand a lot, are you taking opportunities to sit? And if you sit a lot, are you taking opportunities to stand so that your body doesn't get stiff from lack of movement? But recovery is super important because it involves rest, sleep, proper sleep, but it also involves all the things that you're doing off of the road. So as a former runner and now an avid rucker, what tends to happen is that we focus so much on getting the mileage in, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit too, that we don't do the other things. Like we don't stretch enough, we don't keep our mobility up, we don't do strength training, we don't do 𝗪𝗪fascial release like using a massage stick or a foam roller, those type of things. Those are all part of recovery, and it allows your tissue to recover and repair from hard workouts. So that's number 1, a poor recovery. That is a big mistake that a lot of runners and ruckers make. Now, the second big mistake is junk miles, like too many junk miles. So I would rather see people have 3 to 4 really good running and rucking workouts, and then either cross-train with some yoga or some lifting weights and things like that, than to just keep running every single day without a break. When we have junk miles, then we're just like going through the motions, and our running and our rucking doesn't have a purpose. So for example, what does that look like? Well, if you're a rucker like myself, I might ruck 3 to 4 days a week, but then I walk the other 2 to 3 days. You can supplement walking with biking or elliptical or something like that, whichever you choose, because the thing that you love to do is the thing that you're more likely to do. But so rucking and walking are a good combination because you're not always carrying the load. And for runners, 3 or 4 really good hard workouts of running where they have a purpose. So you have a speed workout day, you have a tempo run day, and you have a long run endurance day. Those are 3 solid workouts. You could cross-train on the other days. You could ruck on the opposite days because you're still getting a really good workout with that. Or you could add another kind of an easy run day if you wanted a 4th day of running. Now, I'm not saying that running 6 days a week is bad, but those 6 days should have a purpose for each day instead of just trying to log a bunch of miles at the same pace. Because if you keep doing the same pace all the time, that's pretty much going to be your pace. So you have to mix it up because your muscles work differently when you're doing different paces. Now, another way to incorporate strength training into your rucks or your running is to make it a purposeful run or ruck, but do hill repeats. And when you do that, you're really working on your leg turnover, your hip drive, your strength and your glutes, your push off with your calf muscles. All of those things work your muscles differently than if you are on a track, which is flat, or if you are in a residential neighborhood that doesn't have a lot of change in terrain. So just to recap, number one mistake is poor recovery or lack of. Number two is too many junk miles or miles without a purpose. And number three, poor fueling. You cannot out-train a bad diet. I heard that from somewhere and I stole it. So it's not mine. I can't give credit to the person because I've actually heard from a couple of different personal trainers and I don't recall which ones. But you cannot out-train a poor diet, meaning if your goal is to perform at your best and you're eating right before you go to bed, or you're eating once a day, or you're eating not high quality protein, carbs, and healthy fats, then you're not going to have the nutrients in your body to perform well. So that can go for under eating, which is what I tend to see is people aren't eating enough to support their caloric expenditure and how much energy that they actually require, or they're eating way too much and it's causing them to, because they think, oh, you know, I work out, I can eat as much as I want, but then that causes them to feel lethargic and sluggish and really not have the right amount of fuel to perform at their best. So there you have it, 3 key factors and common mistakes for breaking through a plateau. Because here's the thing, those 3 things can be causing a plateau to happen and causing your workouts not to feel as good as you'd like them to. But you can turn that around by making sure you get enough sleep, recovering properly, preparing your muscles to do work with a good warm-up, and then cooling down after the workout so that you're nice and stretched out and not tightening up and stiffening up later. And then as far as junk miles, that's just like, great, I run Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or I ruck Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and on these particular days, you know, I'm going to do hills on this day, I'm going to go to a track on this day, I'm going to go for a longer workout on this day. So putting intention into the workout can A, break up the monotony, B, make your body work in a different way, and C, help you crush through a plateau instead of slam into it. And then finally, number 3 is fueling properly. Making sure that if you are exercising over an hour, that you're actually supplementing some water with some electrolytes, that you're getting enough protein to support the muscle breakdown from your workouts and allow those amino acids from protein to actually help your muscles rebuild, that you're getting enough carbohydrates. So your body needs glucose or sugar in the muscles to fuel them properly. That is the primary fuel source for endurance athletes. So making sure you're eating enough carbohydrates, and then also making sure you get good healthy fats so that you feel satiated and feel full, so that you're not grabbing every food in sight because you aren't getting the proper nutrients that your body is craving. So hope this helps. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to reach out. If you know somebody who could benefit from this, go ahead and share this video with them, and go ahead and check me out on my other YouTube videos, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.